Lovely. Welcome to the FIA Formula 2 qualifying session here at Silverstone. It is round 8 of the 2025 campaign, and qualifying is moments away around this legendary Silverstone circuit, and the tension is rising as the sun begins to beat down here. We're getting set for a classic. Alongside me in the commentary box, it's Wes and Jack as well. And Wes, welcome to you again. Qualifying kicking off, and this is going to be a fun session, I think, coming up on the books. Anything can happen.
Yeah, I think so. If F3 qualifying was anything to go by, then we certainly are in for a treat. Watching Alex Dunn on screen now, and he's got some ground to make up after that unfortunate disqualification from the feature race last time out. So, yeah, he's going to have the bit between his teeth for this session.
Trying to work out. There we go. There's our timing data coming through. Jack, away we go then at the moment. Leonardo Forlaroli looking quite strong and on, but Richard Verschoor, championship leader. How have you been viewing the season?
It's been interesting to see how well Verschoor in particular has been doing. Given he has so much experience at this level, he's also a Macau Grand Prix winner. Well, obviously just super experienced at this level, but having a breakout season. I also think it's incredibly funny he's leading the championship, because currently that means the F2 championship leader is older than the F1 championship leader.
It's funny how it works out, isn't it, Wes, really, as well, because Oscar Piastri dominating in the F1 at the moment, 5 victories this season out of the opening 11 races. And yeah, the F2 champion's older than the F1 champion. Kind of a sign that the system's broken a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. I definitely think that that Richard Verschoor, especially, he's an incredibly talented driver, but he's not on, despite being where he is, he's not on any of the F1 team's radars. So if he does win this season, it's going to be, I think, another case of Felipe Drogovic. Where he may get some kind of a testing role with one of the teams, but very little, if any, prospects of moving up.
Let's check in with some of the drivers there. What do they feel about the circuit?
I mean, it's going to be difficult, but I'm going to have to be really on it. Make sure that I've got a good read in FP. That I've got all my references and stuff clear. To make it even more difficult, obviously we have a compound step, don't we, in F2, so what I drive in FP is going to be different to what I get in quali. But I think anyway the references will be so different after the FP1 that just to have a rough idea of get a good read on FP, so I know roughly what I'm going to get, and then using every opportunity I can to try to get back in the swing of things, with the lap to the pit lane on the warm-up, even small stuff like that, trying to get a feeling again for the car, and then yeah, just when it comes to delivering the lap on set 2, I'm sure that we'll be back in the swing of things, and then it's just about doing the job. I'm sure the team went really well here last year. It was, I think, Isaac's only pole of the year, so the team will definitely give me a good package. So I just know that I have to focus on doing my job, do the basics well, and it's going to be challenging, but I'm sure I have the team behind me to do a good job.
Yeah, Albert Lindblad Wes has come in from doing F2 practice, F1 practice, now back to F2 qualifying. He's had a busy morning, and he said his neck's gone after 20 laps in that Red Bull, so he's going to go out there straight away as we hear from Martin.
The intensity in our screens is much higher with the wind, with around 15 to 20 kph.
Yeah, it's quite a big one there actually coming in. But yeah, how tough is it going to be for Arvid this weekend? Because his neck, as he said, it's gone after 20 laps in that main Red Bull.
Oh, incredibly difficult. Yeah, and we saw last weekend at Red Bull Ring both Alex Dunn and Dino Boganovic. They had quite a lot of speed in practice. They went and did their F1 FP1 sessions, came back for F2 qualifying, and they were just nowhere. So it's an incredibly hard strain on the drivers going through. Not only getting back used to the F2 car, but also, as you said, JB, the strain on the necks, which although they're in the gym constantly training their necks, there is only so much the human body can put up with.
And Jack, we see as well the drivers suffering with fatigue a lot more, because these F2 drivers, they do train incredibly hard, but they're only young. They can't take so much pressure as well. And we even see sometimes the F2 cars give them a bit of a workout.
Yeah, I mean, the F2 cars are probably as similar to F1 cars as they actually have been for a while. Way more aerodynamic, so obviously gonna have a lot more working out for these drivers, and they train insanely hard, like way harder than I do, and I work out like nearly every day nowadays, but like these guys train stupidly hard because of all the G-forces they've got to go through. So you've got Jack Crawford go on a lap here, the current fastest Jack in the world, other than myself.
Nicely done, actually. Crawford goes out. Go on, go on, Raz.
Is that why your camera's off, Jack? Is so we don't get to see your amazing bod?
Yeah. I'm doing alright, to be fair now. I've been losing weight, so, fair enough.
Oh, I am not gym ready. This is why I'm so close to the camera, is I'm sparing all of you lot the hideous sight.
Yep, so I just want to remind you, by the way, if you haven't listened already, I'll remind you when we get going for the session later on. If you do live in Britain and you don't know, Channel 4 are live this weekend for the British Grand Prix. However, for the first ever time, Channel 4 are taking F1 TV Pro for the session commentaries and TV pictures. So that means if you see the same thing you see on F1 TV, you'll see on Channel 4 during the sessions as well, which means we get to keep Alex Jakes on both, which is great news. Shame for Ben Edwards, who can't call the race. I enjoyed that. But, it's great, Wes. You get to see F1 TV Pro all the time. I miss it. What a coverage. I was enjoying it in that first session.
Oh, it's fabulous. Yeah, they actually... I was watching both at the same time, and... I believe they, on the Channel 4 coverage, they actually missed the Gabriel Bortoletto spin at Cops, and I was expecting them to sort of just show a replay on one of the feeds, and they didn't. So I expect that was a bit of a technical nightmare for the team down at Biggin Hill.
First time they've made that error, but yeah. How's it working on the F1 TV side of things? Are they mentioning Channel 4, or are they just glossing over it?
No, so it's all Alex Jakes is just he stops speaking, leaves a bit of a gap for the Channel 4 coverage to come in, and then just he had to introduce his the commentary team of Jolyon Palmer and Alice Powell twice, and just didn't really reference it. So yeah, it's a bit clunky in places, but I mean, as you said, JB, it's great to have it, and for the UK viewers to be able to see it.
I'll happily take it. And then I was thinking about taking it for one of the practice sessions actually as well. Maybe even qualifying and ahead of the race. Oh, Alexander Dunn getting wide, coming out of Abbey into Farm and going a little bit of takeoff. And yeah, Jack, that was going back to what you said earlier about the cars being so low to the ground. And just as soon as you take a little bit of contact, it just lifts you up ever so slightly. Yellow flag.
Yeah, yellow flag. And green.
And back to yellow.
No, green flag again.
Yes, right. So that's somebody going
yellow.
spinning. There's there's some mud on the Wellington Straight. So someone must have got off, come back on, and now they're just not sure what's going on with that. So we'll keep an eye on that. But yeah, that car lifting up there for Alexander Dunn was not great to the first corner.
No. Dunn obviously Super fast driver. I've been shocked how quick he is this year. He's second in the standings right now. Obviously part of the McLaren Driver Academy with that beautiful livery. I've got to glaze it, obviously. I'm a McLaren fan. But is this what caused the yellow?
Max Esterson exit of Vale, gets on the rumble strips. The car was already going round, but the rumble strips don't help it. And Wes,
360.
They've got to get rid of it, haven't they, Wes?
Yeah. Oh, they do. Yeah, we've seen that in multiple categories now. Saw it a couple times in F1. But yeah, I think the FIA are not ones to change a track midway through a weekend unless they absolutely have to. So I think we may just have to put up with it. But going on to Alex Dunn, as you guys were talking about, he never, before he came to F2, he never struck me as an erratic driver. I first saw him in his dominant championship in British F4. You know, he wasn't really challenged all that much that season, but he seemed pretty calm, and the same when he was in GB3 as well. So, yeah, some drivers just react poorly to when they're presented with challenges, when a grid gets very competitive. So it's definitely something he needs to work on for the future if he ever hopes to move up into F1.
Montoya, Mini, Bogdanovic, Browning all had their lap times deleted by the stewards, and now also has Emery and Marty. So they're all having them deleted for track limits at Copse Corner. So this is not doing well as Montoya heads down towards Vale. There's Durskin losing his lap time as well now coming through. Martin's on provisional pole, 147.10. He's 67 thousandths clear to the shores. Montoya catches a snapper oversteer over the line and only goes third, but that was a scruffy lap, but he needed to get it through. What about Crawford now? Over the line and goes third as well. But yeah, the lap time's going. There's Dunn's lap time gone now as well. It's getting ridiculous now, isn't it, the amount we're seeing for lap time deletions.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's if they're being caught out all at the same corner or whether it's different corners, but yeah, they're really pushing the limits of what's acceptable, and they're all getting pinged for that track limits as Browning goes up into 6th place, and Dunn's on a new lap now, personal best in the first sector, about to cross the beam for the second.
Oh, okay. That might...
Something flew across the camera there. I'm not sure what that was.
I was worried in case it was a car in the gravel trap. It looked like some sort of wipe went across, or a flag maybe, down into Stowe. And that's why I was a bit worried, because Stowe is a big one if you have a mistake down there. As Dunn comes through the chicane at Vale. Again, that exit curve just locking him here. Mini's now lost his lap time once again. So's Dunn, but now goes back to 12th as well. Yellow flag's out. And it's a permanent yellow this time. So is this going to be a red flag? Oh, it's a spin. And for Cordial at the last corner, coming into club. And if that car stalled, it will be a red flag. I think, well, either way, this will have to be, and it is. Red flag out. Yeah. It's right in the firing line there, isn't it? How's he done that? Oh, it's
yeah, it is. It couldn't be in a worse position, could it, for Emery Cordial? And he had a spin right at the end of the race in Red Bull Ring, right when he didn't need it. He was on for probably his best finish of his career thus far, and yeah, causing a pile up. And here in Silverstone, his bad luck continues.
Let's take a look at it again. So I think we're going to
see the end of it.
Yeah, so I think he got loose at the exit of the corner. Hit the curb, and the curb's put him at 360. That's alright, because let's have a look. Yeah. Oh no, this is a snap from the Gabriel Mini.
That's Mini, I think. Yeah,
I think it is Mini. Yeah. Oh, and also jumping over comes Sammy Megatunev.
Sammy Megatunev. That's not the first time he's flown through the air in the last few days, is it?
No, and the wind here is getting so high. We are expecting rain tomorrow, and Cordial desperately trying to restart his car, but unfortunately, he's been mecha chromed.
He has indeed, yeah. I really hoped when the new F2 car was introduced that they'd fix this problem, because obviously it's not a problem in F1 because they have an anti-stall system, and F3 even have a button to restart the engine in the cockpit. So I'm not sure why this design of F2 car, was able to go past quality control, but it seems to be a common problem.
It's the first time I've ever seen the grass at Silverstone looking so dry in the middle of the heat wave as well, actually. And I hope we don't have any grass fires here. Usually it's very green here, but the grass just brown. They could have at least painted it. Come on, Silverstone. You charge the fans an arm and a leg, you can at least get some green paint. Get the dollary dues out. Okay, red flag, let's head down to the world feed.
Look down at their dash, at their speed, at their RPM into turn one, and go, wow, I'm 2k quicker coming in. That's not because I'm a hero, that's an external influence, thus the wind has pushed me on. Right. And that's really your last chance to guess, is this flat or is it a lift? And at the moment the driver's being greedy, you would say, keeping it flat, but running wide, losing laps to track limits, or just losing the lap because they're running so wide.
Great insight. Thanks to Joe Osborne. Great to have you in the Formula 2 commentary box this weekend as we see Amaury Cordeel being recovered. And great pace in his car this weekend. A real shame to see this mistake. We saw Amaury Cordeel on for what could have been a great result last week. Took a spin at the end of the race and just appears to be struggling this season, unfortunately, and looks like he was on for what could have been a great qualifying session there, but again, just a mistake from Amaury Cordeel. We'll want to iron that out going into the second half of this season.
Yeah, and like you've touched on, he'll now lose that fastest lap, so he will drop a long way down the order. The Marshal's doing a very efficient job of getting that car back, and it'll actually go into the start of pit lane, won't it? So the team will be able to recover that, hopefully, from the start of pit lane and see if they can get him back out halfway through the session. Some
of the stories from the first half of that session, though, were those track limits. It was a bit of a revolving door, wasn't it, in terms of the penalties, and if you had a lap, were finding yourself moving up the order, and we are left with Max Esterson, Sami Megatunic, Kushmaini, Gabriele Mini, Rotoma Miata, essentially no real time on the board because they didn't set a legal lap time. So I'm sure the team on the pit wall will be saying to them now, put a time on the board and get yourself up the standings. As a driver, you gamble, you roll the dice. Sure. Yeah, what you do. You want a double six, you're not going to try and roll a one and a one, but if you don't get a lap in, then you've played the joker card in a negative fashion, haven't you? So it is so hard once you've lost those laps, and we're getting a restart time of 12 minutes past the hour, 50 seconds from now, and we've got 18 minutes remaining. The clock has obviously stopped in this qualifying session. How is that to deal with if you're being told things like that, when you're in the car and that messages like that come through? They've got to be constructive. There's no point arguing it. You need to know the corner you've gone off, and if there's a handling deficiency with the car, can the team offer you anything to get around that? Because the drivers aren't running wide on purpose. They're pushing the limit, and the car isn't doing what they expected. So the team, of course, can maybe help with the balance of the car, but once that car goes on track, it is down to the driver to drive to the grip they've got. Lots of fans in this weekend. We're expecting 500,000 fans in, and a lot of them, I'm sure, will be happy to see Irishman Alex Dunn. He's gathering so much support, especially after that FP1 appearance he put in just a few days ago. Alex Dunn flying now, fighting for this title as well, and I know back in Ireland the country is behind him, and he's gathered a lot of fans over in the UK and in England as well. So let's see what Alex Dunn can do as we go green again. And good to see Rotoma Miata is back out as well. He didn't get out in the first part of that session, but they had appeared to be just investigating what was preventing Rotoma Miata to get out on circuit, but if there were any issues, they've now been resolved, and he's back out there. So good to see the Japanese driver out. But going back to the fans, they always come out in force here at Silverstone, don't they, Joe? And they'll be looking forward to seeing the F1 drivers of the future. Last year we had Kimi Antonelli and Isaac Hadjar win here, so they know they're watching the next F1 stars of the future here.
Yep, and not just in F2, the ladder complete here this weekend. F4, F3, F2, F1. So lots to watch action-wise. And yes, Silverstone have done a great job. Not just the on-track action now, all the music, all the concerts. It's been a phenomenal event that's put on by the British Racing Drivers Club there. And at the moment, we're looking at Marnie, no lap time on the board. And we were looking at Miata there as well. Obviously, at the moment, it's an ART bookend grid, isn't it? Pole and last. And hopefully, for ART, they can get both cars now somewhere near the sharp end.
Shame they're not actually dead centre, really, because there would be one middle and bottom as well coming into it. So then, Wes, what do you think here? More track limits warnings coming up, and unfortunately as well for Cordeal, he's going to lose his 5th place for causing the red flag.
Yeah, I mean, he likely wasn't going to stay there anyway, but yeah, that is a shame, because he's definitely been showing improvement in the last few races and events, and yeah, he didn't really need this, so he's got some issues to work out. But yeah, I'm very much expecting to see a lot more track limits being taken, people being taken, their fastest laps being taken away, as Rotoma Miata returns to the pits, having still not completed a lap time. So that issue we saw earlier for him has not been resolved, I don't think.
Certainly not as well. He's going straight back in as well, so looks like it's going to be first and last on the board as he comes into it. Alexander Dunn in towards turn 1 at Abbey. Full throttle, 5th gear, revs it up through farm and then down into village. Your first real heavy braking spot on the circuit. Down to 2nd gear, hug the inside curb, build up the throttle, stay in 2nd gear though. You put it down to 1st, no, he stayed 2nd. 3rd gear, 4th, coming out of the loop into Aintree, then down the Wellington straight towards the first sector split. It's quite a nice first sector actually. I can't tell if he's on brand new softs or not. I think he is. He's 2 tenths down.
Yeah, looks like it to me. Yeah, just at 2 tenths down on Martins. That was a particularly good first sector of his. Vershaw up there in 2nd place, just a little more than half a tenth behind him. This is going to be such a close run thing at the end, I believe. A little untidy from Dunn through Cop's corner, but he manages to shake it out eventually.
Nice camera there on the inside of Maggots as we fly through Beckett's, down through Chapel, and the hanger straight down towards Stowe. He's up in that middle sector. First, he's fast overall, but still 10th down, so this is putting 3rd on the grid at the moment, unless he can really ace the last sector here through Stowe, and he dropped down, the only elevation change on this circuit, towards Vale. He's okay through there, snaps back at the rear as he comes in towards Club Corner, and Dunn goes 3rd fastest yet, but moves inside that 2 tenths. Ooh, top 3 inside of a tenth of a second of each other. 0.098 separates them. So 1:48.08.
Yeah, that was a really good lap. He was a messy first sector, but he really improved throughout the rest of the lap. Went from 2 tenths to 0.12 of a second, and to be inside that tenth of a second, as you said, JB, was very impressive.
His lap time was a 1:40 point bob. 8:08. Brody gets off the pit wall. Because that might need a new chair going through. Looks like one of the Osmond brothers was sat at the end of the pit wall there as well. Merle, I think. She had a bathroom, one of the Osmonds as well, actually.
Fabulous.
So the Doncaster Dome. It was their Christmas event about 5 years ago. Oh, and here they come. Montoya out there too. Oh, and I don't like how blocked out we are there as well for Gabriel Mini. Nearly went over one of the marshals.
Yeah, I'm not sure why the marshal has to be, or not the marshal, but the yeah, I think it was the mechanic for Campos there. I'm not sure why he has to be so far out, but yeah, certainly that's I don't think anybody's supposed to be in that lane. So Mini just trying to look for a gap to get in the queue and no one wanting to let him in.
I suppose one of those things that we've been talking about over the last couple of seasons is this qualifying slow in the pit lane, fast lane. We won't see that much at Silverstone here because you can't really stop because it's such a different pit lane you have here coming into the action as well as the racing goes on. Let's quickly head down to the world feed.
The FP1 sessions can sometimes put drivers adjusting back. It can be a bit difficult, but Arvid Lindblad will see if he can find that pace now going into these final 10 minutes. Well, from one British driver to another, Luke Browning has been on the podium on 5 occasions this season, and that puts him 5th in the championship. We caught up with the Williams Jr. coming into this weekend about his season so far.
Yeah, the last 2 rounds have been tough. Obviously, we came into Barcelona leading the championship. Barcelona didn't go to plan, and nor did Red Bull Ring. Sometimes these things happen. A lot of things outside of our control. Some in that could have been managed better, but we're learning. I'm learning, and I'm feeling really confident going into the second half of the season. So let's see. I'm going to let it come to me. I think we should be quick around this track. So just relaxing into that. Hopefully, we find ourselves in a good place.
He mentioned those last 2 rounds. 17th, he qualified at the last round, but then gained 12 places. So if things don't go so well in qualifying, he's proven he can recover it. And this is the place he took pole position in Formula 3 last year. The feature race was just one of those races, unfortunately, where it was you had to be on the right tyres for him. But he showed he had pace, and this will be one he would have been looking forward to. He'll want to come in here and we'll feel this could be the place he gets his first Formula 2 win and kick on in the championship. That's what he was saying coming into the weekend.
Yeah, the only thing here is qualifying historically has proven very important.
Yeah.
The last 3 feature race winners have come from pole position. Hajar last year, Sargent in 22, and who was it in 23? Our current pole sitter, Victor Martins. So he's got previous form here and he knows how to win.
Ratomo Miata, there are still investigations going on with him. Now, we're not quite sure exactly what's going on, but...
Yeah, feel sorry for Miata being struggled out there. Sorry I am to leave you for the world feed. I need to give my card for a chippy tea. Because it is British Grand Prix, you must have fish and chips. It's the law. Are you going for fish and chips at all this weekend? What are they like over there in the States?
A bit greasy, because it's never fresh fish, because so I live in Kansas City, which is more or less in the middle of the country, so I'm a good 2-day drive from the nearest ocean. So yeah, fish and chips not the best here, I have to say.
Remind me never to go to a sushi restaurant near you. Most food poisoning goes inland. Goes through. However, I hope you both agree with me. I don't know if you've ever been, Jack. I don't know if you've ever been actually when you were here, Wes, but best fish and chips in the country, Wet Wang. Fantastic.
Can you say that on the broadcast?
Well, I hope so, because it's a town name.
Oh, okay. Goodness.
Have you never been there?
We've got some amazing town names over here.
Yeah.
It's better than that, trust me.
Oh, I know. I'm aware. I've been to a couple myself.
I can't wait for them to host a race there or something like that. To be fair, I don't think Laura Winters... Go on.
I hate to say it, but I just can't eat fish anymore. I used to be able to. I can't.
Really? You can't anymore?
I don't know what happened, but when I turned 16, my body just said, nope, you are not eating fish anymore.
No fish.
I feel sick every time after, so I have to stop.
Oh, it's got to be a good quality fish.
Sad thing, because I love salmon.
Oh, yes. Salmon sandwiches.
But yes. Classic M&S salmon and cream cheese was phenomenal.
Has anyone tried the M&S cream cheese and strawberry sandwich yet?
Doing that?
They have done it, yes. For Wimbledon. I've yet to pick one up, but I might do.
Yeah.
Let's see what it's like.
Define this man. That's what I'm going to do. As soon as the broadcast is over, I'm just heading out to find one.
Marks and Spencer's. Is it Marks and Spencer or Marks and Spencer? I can't remember.
Marks and Spencer.
I think it's Spencer.
Spencer.
Yeah.
It's like everyone calls it Tesco's, but it's Tesco. It's like it's Sainsbury's. So that's the only one with an S. Like it's Morrison's as well. It's cool. Anyway, but
apologies to the Americans who have
Yes.
no idea what we're on about right now.
Yeah. Target. I mean, you know, Target, Walmart, that sort of thing.
You'll never know the culture that is Tesco's.
It's just a bigger Costco. Really.
I'm constantly correcting people who think that the plural of Lego is Legos.
No, it's Legos.
So yeah, it's just Lego.
Look at Crawford. Crawford's gone fastest. 139.971. Montoya in second, but Crawford's blown away that lap. Bogdanovich in
He heard me
third.
talking about Americans, and he was like, "I'm going to show you guys that Americans are fast."
Yeah, he's proving us all, isn't he, at the moment with that lap time? Stunning lap.
First one in the 139 so far.
I think all weekend long, yeah. Crawford goes third fastest. Dirtskin's looking quite strong as well with personal best sectors 1 and 2 as he comes down towards Vale. Victor Martins might go faster, you know, as well. Well, yep, Americans are certainly on top when we go forward here on July the 4th as well. With Independence Day over the line, Dirtskin was sideways, he goes 4th. Martins down in the middle sector, been taken. Fastest sector 2 now by Alexander Dunn. Martins over the line with 5 minutes to go here at Silverstone qualifying. Is he quick? Anything? Yes. 139.731. It's not quite the Independence Day dream for Jack Crawford as across the line. Alexander Dunn goes second as well. Are you having a party over there, by the way, with it being Independence Day?
People around me are, yeah. I'm not so much myself.
Are you
to
welcome
be honest,
today?
it'll be a miracle if I.
Yeah.
I'm welcome so long as I'm willing to take abuse. So that's a condition.
Yeah.
Being British in the States, I'd say that's definitely a condition.
Yes.
You kind of have to take some abuse there.
Yeah, well, at least Donald Trump must remember it as well because he is Scottish after all. Let's not forget that.
Is he? I thought he was German.
I thought it was Scottish. Well, to be fair,
And then
it makes more sense if he's German.
Yes, it does.
okay, I'm staying out of this one.
No, but if he is German, then that kind of means that Germany are responsible for all 3 wars. It's just a nice little trade up to get into it. That's how we like to.
Okay,
Yeah, I think
that's actually kind of.
We've lost our American audience. But
I think he's
Yeah,
German
see you
because he's a third generation because his family name was changed from Drumpf to Trump when they arrived.
downgrading now. Of course, it's a third generation. So it's all the thirds, isn't it? So we were talking about World War II earlier on, actually, as well in practice. So it's just continuing on the story. If you were with us all day.
As a sequel to that coming out soon, I'm sure.
What, World War II or?
Yeah, World War II. Yeah.
Oh, Browning ever so
Repeat a
sideways.
line.
Go on.
A line from Andrew Postecoglou, who unfortunately is no longer manager of Tottenham. The third season is always better than the second.
Actually, I believe that. Thinking about third
Though sometimes
season.
they kill off the main character. Which they did in Angie's case.
I'm trying to think of third seasons where they have, well, Walking Dead. No spoilers
Yeah.
here, but yeah. That
I
went.
don't know a thing about Walking Dead.
I stopped watching when Rick left. I should really catch up at the end of that. I just can't be bothered. Rick's back now as well. That's how long I've been gone.
I can't, but I think I can't believe that show's still going. It itself is The Walking Dead right now.
Yeah, I think the main one's finished now. It's just spin-offs. But,
Yeah.
it's a bit ridiculous. It was a good concept, but they don't know how to end it. There's much like this qualifying session, the drivers can't really find out the perfect lap time. They're all slow around the lap times.
I feel a bit sorry for Luke Browning. He looked so fast at the beginning of the year, and it seemed like it was going to be him and Dunn who were going to be challenging each other for the championship, and he's just fallen away and just doesn't seem to be able to hook it up in either in qualifying or in the races.
With 90 seconds left, and there's no one on the circuit that's going to make a challenge here. They've all done it and come back into the pit lane. The whole weekend, it's people are going to forget Friday. This is all going to be about Saturday and Sunday when the rain comes. All of it.
Yeah.
I'm up for wet quali because it's always fun here, but wet race. Whew, I can't remember. I think you're right. We've had damp races and races affected by rain, but it's always dried up incredibly quickly. I can't remember the last time a British Grand Prix was wet throughout. As far as it only goes 10th. Must have been 2008. 16 dried out soon. Well, 16 was a joke. We started by the safety car. It dried out incredibly quickly. 15 it started raining. Last year it rained though, didn't it? But then it dried up at the end.
It did. Yeah, it was only wet for a very small part of the early part of the race.
Which one's the one? Was the 16? Was 16 the one that Kimi Räikkönen had that huge crash, or was that
14,
another one?
14.
That was 15. Was it 14? Okay.
Hit Massa on his 200th
The
Grand
big
Prix
hit,
start.
actually.
Yeah.
Look how anticlimactic the F2 session is.
Big crash over the years.
Checker flags out, Martin's at pole. How anticlimactic, but for Victor Martins, it's pole position for the feature race. And Forlo Only will have pole for the sprint tomorrow. Alexander Dunn is second, Crawford third, Stanek fourth, Montoya in fifth. Anticlimactic end to that session. And this...
Yeah, it was rather.
Oh, that was done looking up. Okay, that's why you can't do it. I'm disappointed. I expected more.
Lock up when not even going full whack on the lap there. And Sebastian Montoya, getting it all a bit wrong at Stowe, managing to recut, and that was on the in lap back to the pits. So it just shows you how quickly these tyres are going off. It'd be interesting to see if that happens in the race.
So
I'm a bit surprised to see Vashaw so far down. Only 7th place for the MP driver.
Off the pace again and again and again. Okay, let's check with the world feed. And we'll be back at the end of the show.
Back in the top 10. Now, again, another driver who made big improvements last time. Kushmini 9th, and Fornaroli 10th, and we saw Luke Browning out of the top 10. Arvid Lindblad out of the top 10. Long weekends ahead for them, but not for Aramco. Pole position there for Victor Martins. Great performance for him.
Really, really good. And Aramco supplying the fuel to the series, 100% sustainable fuel as well. And it was 8 different teams inside the top 8 as well.
Yeah.
So really showing the open nature of Formula 2 there, and ART ultimately coming out on top. And you can see Montoya there talking about his moment at Stowe, and the driver coach saying, I saw it, the rear looking very nervous.
It's been 6 front row starts for Victor Martins. Super consistent, and that's always a key in qualifying in a championship like this. He's always up there. Just seems to be able to nail that one lap when it comes to these sessions. Really great stuff for Victor Martins. But for Lindblad, Browning, they'll be slightly disappointed with that one. Well, It's Victor Martins who takes a second pole position of the season. He'll be joined on the front row by Alex Dunn. Jack Crawford, third in the championship, third in the session, then Roman Stanek, Sebastian Montoya, and then we had Joshua Dirksen, for sure championship leader, then Dino Beganovic, Kushmaini, Leo Fornaroli will be pole for the sprint tomorrow, then Lindblad, Browning out of the top 10, and then Megatunif, Esterson, Villagomez, Mini, Cordeal, Bennett, Goethe, Marty, Shields. Miata did not set any lap times, unfortunately, jumping out the car early. Hopefully we see him out tomorrow. All okay. Okay, well, we've set the grids. Now we go racing tomorrow. We have our sprint race at 1:15 tomorrow with the top 10 reverse. It's going to be out.
Yeah, they're going to end it there on the broadcast as well because of the F1 feed coming in soon as well. So, final thoughts then from you, Jack. What do you make of that one?
Yeah, good session. Martin's on pole. Kind of wish Dunn could have taken pole, but good second place. I think we're building up to what could be a very exciting race, especially with isn't there the possibility of rain later?
A lot as well, yeah.
Yeah, could be exciting.
Wes?
I'm very interested to see about the tyre degradation tomorrow, because a lot of the drivers are really struggling towards the end there. I think that might have been one of the reasons for the anticlimactic end to qualifying. So, yeah, if that's the case, then we should be in for a very interesting sprint.
Thank you both for joining me as well. Hope you have a great rest of your days, and we will be back for the sprint race for F3 and F2 tomorrow morning. Later on, we've got coming up in about 10 minutes' time, the F1 second practice session. Then we've got Mid-Ohio, and over on JBSportsXtra, we've got day 5 of our Wimbledon coverage. Matthew Owens is around about 45 minutes away from taking over commentary there for all of the action as well. My thanks to you both, and my thanks to you at home. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.